Welcome back. Tonight I'm making a garlic studded roast. And so this is the roast that I promised. I've cut some garlic cloves in half. And I just want them, maybe in half again, I just want them thin enough that I can actually stud this roast. You got to have your slits in your roast deep enough for the garlic to go in also. And so what I'm doing with this is I'm gonna crust this with thyme and fresh cracked black pepper. It's delicious. The garlic will melt down in the meat and as well as flavor it. And it just gives some interest. I don't know who doesn't like garlic, but I guess that somebody's out there doesn't like it. Bah humbug, I say. Anyway, we are taking a break from all the heavy foods and really going light. And all we're having tonight is roast beef and salad. I'm not going to do any potatoes, nothing. It doesn't seem like it needs to happen. I need to go a little bit on the leaner side for a while. So that's what we're doing. I'm studying the roast. And I can't find where my... And we're gonna, this is a really easy way to flavor up a piece of meat. I'm gonna turn this over and do the other side. When I get this all done, I'm gonna bring you back. And this was a pretty inexpensive piece of meat. I was gonna buy prime rib, and prime rib is really fatty, number one. Delicious, but I thought, you know, it's expensive too. So I chose the less expensive cut of meat. And I'm just going to make it taste fabulous, and we're going to enjoy it. And so I don't think you always have to buy the most expensive to make the most out of your purchase. This was $2.99 a pound, and I didn't think that was bad. Beef has really gone up. My in-laws actually raise cattle, and you know, there's droughts all over the country, so they don't have hay, they don't, you know, they're really taking a hit, and so beef prices are up there. So, okay, so we're just gonna finish putting these garlic studs in there. Delicious. You could inject this if you wanted, you could marinate it, but I'm going to do a rub. I'm excited to show you this one because it's simple, but yet really, really good with beef. Okay, awkward moments may be over. I'm thinking. Yep. Okay, so I've got all the garlic I want in there. Maybe not. Maybe one more over here. And now I'm going to get to the rub. I'm going to rinse my hands off really quick with some soap and water. Okay. And now, what I've got here is Dijon mustard. So what this consists of is a Dijon mustard, which I am going to rub the whole thing down with Dijon. And then I'm going to make a crust for it, or rub as you will, with roughly cracked, I mean these are roughly cracked peppercorns, kosher salt, coarse kosher salt, and I'm going to say about a quarter of a cup, start with a quarter of a cup of the pepper and a tablespoon of the salt, and then I want a healthy tablespoon, no, 2 tablespoons of thyme. Thyme and beef go really, really well together. And so you've got this pepper crusted roast beef that's just going to be delicious. So I'm going to start spooning out some Dijon mustard. And this is really, it's so simple yet so really delicious. The Dijon has some wine in it. There's no other way to really get it on here without making a mess. It's okay, make a mess. So we're going to slather it on all sides with the Dijon. I think, yeah, okay. Now I got to rinse again, sorry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set some of this down on my pan, which will coat, basically will coat the bottom side of this. So some of my peppercorn mixture is going down on the bottom for the meat to rest on, and then you're just going to start laying it down on it. It's going to make a little bit of a mess, but the mustard's going to hold it in place. And it's going to just perfume the meat with the pepper and the thyme, and it's delicious. Okay, and I'm going to set this down, which then coats the other side. This is going to go in a 350-degree oven. So I just wanted to bring you back for a minute and tell you I just put this roast in this oven. Not, oh my gosh, you hear it sizzling? Not even 15 minutes ago. I've got it at 350. It is a 3-pound roast. I did look, and I have it at 350. I'm going to cook it to a medium rare, but I can already smell the mustard and the pepper and the thyme. This is an amazing way to do a roast beef, and it's so simple. Anyway, I just wanted to bring you back and show you that, or at least I wish we had smell-o-vision. Push that button, would you? I'll be back with the end result. I got to get on some. My husband did say he wanted some potatoes with some mushroom gravy, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for him. And I've already got my mushrooms all sliced up, so I guess I'll bring you back for the rest of the ride. Alright, so while the roast is cooking, I'm going to cook up some Yukon Gold potatoes for my husband. I've already sliced up, like I said, the mushrooms for my mushroom gravy. I was going to actually dehydrate those, and then when I called to see what time he would be home, I realized I had plenty of time to do all this, and yeah, so that's what we're doing. I'll still just have roast beef and salad, just because that's what I need to do. But so I'm just dicing these up in uniform pieces, about a ½ inch by an inch, just so they cook evenly. I'm not making a huge batch of potatoes, just because it's just us two. I did the huge batch of everything for Christmas, and we're just about through all the leftovers, so I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything over the top big. I did jambalaya last night, which is pretty much over the top big, and we have to eat on that for lunches for a while. So I'm just peeling these down. I'm going to actually cook these potatoes up, and I do a little bit different twist on my potatoes, so I'll let you in on that little deal here in a minute. And I'm pretty sure I'm only going to need like 4 potatoes for this. Maybe 5. He might want a little bit more than that. Yeah. Ooh, it smells like roasted garlic. So I just wanted to let you know that the internal temperature is now at 145, and I'm just gonna close this up with the door propped open. I'm gonna let this meat rest while I'm making my potatoes and my mushroom gravy. So, oh, it smells so good. I cannot wait to have this. You guys are missing out. You need to get over here. Dinner's in about 30 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to saute these mushrooms off. My roast is actually resting right now under a foil tent. I've got grapeseed oil, butter flavored, and a tablespoon of butter, and the drippings off of that, of the roast. So it's going to be delicious. And I just want to throw down a good amount. Mushrooms will just kind of disappear on you. And I'm going to take the easy way out tonight, and I'm using a gravy mix. So don't get mad at me for that. I'm out of time. So, you know, I keep them in the pantry just for these occasions, and I just, you know, sometimes you gotta have it. You gotta use the instant. I don't do it all the time, and for the most part, it's just flour, dried bouillon, flavoring, that kind of thing in there. So it's all good. Anyway, so you can see these mushrooms, they're like sponges. They just soak up everything. So over here I've got my potatoes, and I'm getting ready to whip those up too. I probably should bring you back when these are broke down a little bit, and I'm ready to carve up the meat and do the potatoes. So I'll be back. Okay, you guys, I am back, and I'm finishing up my gravy and my potatoes. And then I'm going to take you and slice that beef. Oh my goodness. So, my potatoes, I drained those off. And I'm going to add just about a tablespoon of heavy cream. And maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons, 5, of sour cream. We're going to add some fresh cracked black pepper, a little bit of salt, but the secret ingredient, I don't know if you can see this, probably not. This is black truffle salt. It is to die for on potatoes. So I'm going to bring some of that down on there. This was a gift to me from a client, and I just cherish that because it is delicious. So what I'm going to do now is take my little wazinator, and we're going to get busy. And mash potatoes. So these are all whipped up beautifully, and oh my goodness, these are going to be so good. You guys, there's nothing like homemade mashed potatoes, is there? So I'm going to get all the excess out of here that I can, and then I've turned the burner off, and we are going to just let these sit until we're ready to serve. I've got the lid that goes on this, which this is they call this a noodle bowl, but I don't know, it makes a little great saute or saucepan, whatever you want to call it. And now we're going to make our gravy. And then we're going to make, ooh, look at these mushrooms, how beautiful they are. They're just golden brown. They're sauteed in the grapeseed, butter, and hand drippings. And see, they go from a huge amount to very little very quickly. So what I'm going to do is add my gravy mixture in here. And I apologize, this isn't from scratch, you guys, but I gotta do, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do, and that's what I gotta do. So we're just gonna let this come up to temperature and it'll thicken up and become lovely. But I do add a little extra twist. Number one, I put the beautiful mushrooms in there, but number two, I'm going to add something at the end. So I'm going to bring you back when I got the meat all sliced up and we've got our meal ready to serve. Alright, you guys, I'm getting ready to plate this, and I just wanted to bring you along for how tender this meat is. It just slices like butter. Is that delicious or what? For $3 a pound, we have this beautiful roast that is just butter tender, delicious. I've let this rest about 20-25 minutes actually. Bring it up to temperature for medium rare and then leave it alone. Don't do anything. Let the meat kind of come back to itself, and oh, you can smell the roasted garlic. It just smells fabulous. So I'm so happy with this actual outcome. It's beautiful. I hope that you guys can see that. Sometimes the video quality isn't great enough for you to see. So I'm going to plate up some dinner and I'll bring you back. It's just gorgeous. I can't wait to taste it. Alright, you guys, this is the end result. It's beautiful. I can't tell you how wonderful this is. It's just delicious. I'm going to add some salt and cracked pepper to the whole mix here, just on top. And grab a fork. I'm not going to dig into my husband's tonight. There's 3 pieces of medium rare, just beautiful, perfectly cooked roast beef, and it's tender and delicious. Oh my gosh. I truly hope, wow, that this inspires you to make this. This was an inexpensive cut of meat. This dinner didn't cost me a lot, and well, maybe I will taste those potatoes. Delicious. So it was quick and easy, and you can see all the garlic studs in there. They just came out beautiful. So I hope you try this. I hope it inspired you to do something different, and I hope you come back and see me again. Alright, you guys, God bless.